must I go on? Cruel, cruel world, I'm moving on. I've been living too fast, and I've been living too wrong. Cruel, cruel world, I'm gone. This big old world sure got me running round. I heard a voice that said, just settle down. And with the moonlight as my guide, and with this feeling deep inside, I know now that I am homeward bound. Cruel, cruel world, must I go on? Cruel, cruel world, I'm moving on. I've been living too fast, and I've been living too wrong. Cruel, cruel world, I'm gone.
Over the past few days, I traveled to many different places, observing and analyzing the earlier clues. This drawing depicts 3 beings. 2 of them appear identical. The third one, standing beneath the moon, is drawn slightly differently. The moon phase on this carving is a half moon, which corresponds to around 2 in the morning. The next drawing was made using a similar technique. But this one shows 2 figures with 5 small human shapes at the bottom. Here, the moon appears to be positioned somewhere between midnight and 2 a.m., which seems consistent with the other carvings. In the third image, which appears more technological in nature, I do not believe we are seeing first contact. Instead, it looks like someone stepping out of a portal, just as Francis did. In this image, there is a being that looks more like an actual alien. Could it just be the giant? The moon phase is again around midnight to 2 in the morning. Near these carvings, there are 2 buildings. One is Francis Sinclair's house, the other is Vetter's Echo. This cabin needs no introduction. Many interesting things can be found here, but the one relevant to us is the single spider we have seen so far on the cigarette card. I also found a letter in the window that is fairly readable. At the beginning, it mentions one of his traveling salesmen, and later it says, "Send you the result of his investigation." Since when does a traveling agent investigate? But it makes a good cover story for a real investigator. And who would they be investigating in this area? Francis Sinclair. One thing I am becoming more certain of is that we need to follow the sky, the stars, and the moon. I believe the missing half of the sundial is the spider webs themselves. But which web we should use? Perhaps the feathers are meant to guide the way.
Remember, the stars favor those who leave no stone unturned.
Cruel, cruel world, must I go on? Cruel, cruel world, I'm moving on. I've been living too fast, and I've been living too wrong. Cruel, cruel world, I'm gone.